The rain began as a whisper, a gentle prelude to the chaos that would soon engulf Asheville. Hurricane Helene, once a distant threat, was now a raging monster at our doorstep. The wind howled like a banshee, tearing through the trees and sending shivers down our spines. We huddled inside our homes, listening with growing dread as the storm unleashed its fury upon our beloved city. The power flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced across the walls, a grim foreshadowing of the darkness that was to come. As the night wore on, the storm only intensified. The roar of the wind was relentless, punctuated by the terrifying crash of falling trees and the clatter of debris hurled against our walls. Sleep was impossible. We were trapped in a nightmare, our hearts pounding in unison with the relentless onslaught of the hurricane. When would it end? The question echoed in the silence of our fear, unanswered and agonizing. The morning after Helene's wrath felt surreal. Gone was the vibrant energy of our mountain city, replaced by an eerie silence. We emerged from our battered homes to a scene of utter devastation. Trees lay strewn across roads like fallen giants, their once proud limbs twisted at unnatural angles. Power lines sagged precariously, their severed ends spitting sparks into the flooded streets. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth, pine needles, and a faint hint of something else, something unsettling, the metallic tang of fear. Communication was down, the outside world cut off. Our phones were useless, their screens dark and lifeless. We were isolated, adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Days turned into nights, each one a blur of anxiety and whispered prayers. The lack of electricity meant no light, no refrigeration, no way to cook. We huddled together for warmth, sharing dwindling supplies of food and water, our spirits as fragile as the flickering candlelight that illuminated our faces. In the face of adversity, the human spirit has a remarkable way of shining through. As the initial shock subsided, a spirit of resilience began to emerge from the wreckage. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing whatever food, water, and shelter they could spare. Strangers became friends, united by a common purpose: to survive, to rebuild, to reclaim our city from the grip of disaster.
Stories of extraordinary kindness and courage began to circulate. A group of young people organized themselves into a makeshift search and rescue team, venturing out into the treacherous conditions to check on the elderly and infirm.
A local restaurant running on a generator threw open its doors, offering free meals to anyone in need.
The community, so recently fractured by fear and uncertainty, was now bound together by an unbreakable thread of compassion and shared humanity. Amidst the devastation, there were beacons of hope, glimmers of light in the darkness.
One such beacon was the Asheville Community Center, transformed overnight into a bustling hub of activity.
Volunteers, their faces etched with fatigue but their spirits undimmed, worked tirelessly, sorting through donations, preparing meals, and offering comfort to those who had lost everything.
The center became a lifeline, a symbol of hope in a time of despair.
It was a place where families could find shelter, a hot meal, and a friendly face.
It was a place where children could play, if only for a little while, forgetting the horrors they had witnessed.
It was a place where the spirit of Asheville, battered but unbroken, refused to be extinguished. The days that followed were a blur of activity.
The sounds of hammers pounding, chainsaws buzzing, and trucks rumbling filled the air as the Herculean task of rebuilding began.
Debris was cleared, streets were made passable, and power was slowly restored to the city.
The physical scars of Helene remained, a stark reminder of the storm's fury. But so too did the spirit of resilience, stronger than ever.
The road to recovery would be long and arduous.
Homes would need to be rebuilt, businesses would need to reopen, and lives would need to be pieced back together.
But through it all, the people of Asheville remained undaunted.
We drew strength from each other, from the knowledge that we were not alone in our struggles.
Hurricane Helene may have tested our resilience, but it also revealed the true heart of our community.
In the face of unimaginable loss, we came together not as strangers but as neighbors, as friends, as family.
We learned the true meaning of compassion, the importance of unity, and the indomitable spirit that resides within us all.
We emerged from the wreckage, battered but not broken, forever changed by the experience.
We carry with us the scars of that storm, but we also carry the lessons it taught us. Lessons of courage, of kindness, and of the enduring power of the human spirit.
We are Asheville, and we are strong.
We are resilient.
And we are forever grateful for the bonds of community